everybody, before you watch the video, make sure you follow the page, like the video. Hope you enjoy. Find I try to explain like the ideas and the conceptual kind of things and like the underlying rules and all the stuff you kind of talk about as well, but I find that like it's almost like this, and I've kind of used the same kind of analogy before, but like you're on page 578, right? And the person that comes in brand new, they're on page 1.
Yeah.
And you have to somehow try to bridge the information from page 571 back towards this person that's right back on page 1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, the bonus that we've got of being on page 578 is that we'll turn around and say, okay, well, I started on page 1, this was my page 1, but what do you think that the best page 1 would be for somebody that had never done jiu-jitsu? Right. And because you've seen a few people coming through, you should be able to gauge, okay, this is what you think is important for them to be trying to do. Rather than, you know, maybe what you learned on your first day. Yeah.
I just mean more like, I find that the conceptual ideas are really difficult for people to grasp, because for you it's easy, or for people that have trained it's easy because they've got so much more experience to draw from.
Yeah.
Whereas somebody that's there for the first time, like, explaining this complex idea for them is really kind of vague, and they're not really able to grasp it, but maybe just showing them the movements, like kind of Eduardo says a lot of the time, just show them one movement, show them one position. That's the starting point. But I find that's a really hard kind of balance to find, where if you just focus on the technique, they might even get good at that, but because they don't truly understand how it works or what it is, when they go to applying it, they have a lot of failure because they don't understand it well enough to actually problem solve.
Yeah, and we can look at this a couple of different ways as well, because it's like, okay, so yes, they're getting failures. A lot of people, again, just being human nature, they have that failure and they're like, oh, this isn't working, so they stop trying.
And they try something else.
Yeah. Whereas for me, it's like, okay, well, why isn't it working? Failure as well, it's like, you know, if you look at any line of success, it's like there's so much failure. Yeah. And we need to use that as a tool to go, okay, well, that's where I failed. How do I fix it? And try again.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you, like when people first come in, if I try and explain to them just a basic concept of something like passing a guard. Yeah. So I will break it into like 3 different ingredients. This is all you need to do. You need to get past the legs. Yeah. You need to close that distance, and you need to control the position. Yeah. Okay? To come in having no knowledge of jiu-jitsu, it's sort of like, oh, okay, I understand, and then they just start swinging the legs around and trying to jump on you and things like that, and it's not really working. So then we have to go back a step and sort of slowly show them, okay, well, this is how I would do it, or these are some ideas that I see people playing with. But at a beginning level, it is very difficult. So the concepts, I think, work better as people get a better understanding of jiu-jitsu. Yeah. I agree. I do like to give people a general outline of their direction. So 2 or 3 directives, okay, this is what you should be doing. Yeah. So it's something like a situational drill. I put people into side control, and I say, okay, person on top, you've got side control, cross-face underhook. Person on the bottom, you're getting smashed. Person on the bottom, your goal is either to regain guard or a reversal and get back up on top. Yeah. Person on the top, you are trying to, main goal is to control that person, keep them pinned. Yeah. You're looking for submission and improvement of position, whether you go to the back or the mount. Yeah. I don't usually throw knee on belly in there, because it's sort of like, it's pretty easy just to pop up, get a knee on belly, and it's just like, okay, that's, to me, another halfway point between side control and mount, or side control and the back even. But giving them general outline and letting them play around, and then I mean, my ideal first class would be exactly that. Just go, okay, this is the ideas, play around. Okay, now you've played around for a little while. I'll give you a couple of hints. This is what I would do in this situation. These are the movements that I would be looking for. Go back, give that a shot, and see if they can be successful in that.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the video. If you haven't yet already, make sure you subscribe, like, and again, go and check us out on Facebook, on Instagram, like all our platforms. Give us a follow at bjj.101 on Instagram, and go and check out bjj101.com.au to access the full video library.